Hello and welcome to another Wargame Red Dragon video with me, Bubblebox, and today we're continuing with the Bubble and Silveraptor do decks video with this 2v2 using the decks we built in the previous two videos. I'll be using the Canadian deck with the lovely ADATs, and Silveraptor in this video will be using the ANZACs. So Silveraptor is going to be going up to Alpha and holding on to Charlie, and I'm going to be heading for Bravo and Foxtrot, and we're playing Dahlia Boar and Dead Seal. So I'm going to be sort of splitting my forces into two. I'll probably leave my Grizzly onto Bravo and Silveraptor going up. Now I've got these lovely ADATs. I've got some infantry and some recon to put into Bravo and some recon to try and get into these buildings. Now I'm not using a helicopter rush here. Everything's in trucks being supported by ADATs basically. That's the strategy on the left. Meanwhile, Silveraptor's got a completely opposite strategy. He's going for an airborne assault right up to the north of Delta. Quite aggressive move by him, and he's following up with some Aslavs and some track rapiers and some Centurion tanks. Now I spot these Sokols coming in and unload immediately. Silveraptor, however, is a bit committed and he's got to land his units. The Sokol gets a shot off, managed to take out his Bell recon chopper there, but he is trying to unload as fast as he can. As these Sokols, as he spotted his airborne attack, move over to his side of the board. He's got this nice Aslav Toe 2 wielding weapon here with its Bushmaster as well that he's heading up and attacking the Sokol with. That's a nice little move there on the left. He's managed to unload some man pads, took out one of the Sokols I believe, or the other Sokols managed to shoot off its rocket pods into his infantry and done them a little bit of damage. In the meantime, on my side, not a lot's happened. I've managed to unload my Pathfinders and get my Canadian airborne units into these buildings here, although they have taken in the north of Foxtrot with a command. I've got my Grizzly onto my command. Now they've obviously put a lot of infantry landed into this building from these MI8Ts, and they've got a command there as well. And Silveraptor just suiciding this Chinook forward. I'm not sure why, but probably just to get a look at what's going on and just to distract those choppers a bit perhaps with its little minigun. Well, it does actually take out that Sokol, which is very, very nice. So he's got his commandos into this building, so he's got a sort of fair way up the map. He's got his SASRs moving forward as well, track rapiers going up the right hand side, and his Centurion tanks going over towards these trees. On my side, we've got a BMP 1D trying to just have a little, probably a little scouting run up there. It's got a little grenade launcher, so maybe they're trying to catch out my infantry in the open, but I've already got my airborne Canadians in there and should, yeah, nicely take out that bison, that little BMP. And in fact it did have some infantry in it as well. And I spot a little bit, is that an AA unit there? No, that's a little armoured truck there, so they've definitely got infantry over in that building. So I'm pretty set, and I've got my ADATs moving into position. I'm just going to try and hide them in these trees, being protected by a little tank there, little medium mech, one of these little medium Mexus tanks, which are 75 points, the best that the Canadians have got really. And then the ADATs, other ADATs moving over to the left hand side to give a bit of protection over there. And in the meantime, it looks like Silveraptor is still pushing forward this Aslav with his Toe 2, and it seems to have got rid of, did he get rid of, no, they still must have their command somewhere around here because this Alpha is neutralised, so he's probably hunting for that, still trying to attack this Sokol. I'm not sure who's going to win the battle between this Bushmaster against Sokol. And the Sokol just manages to win that one win that one out, but it did a good job, and his commandos, he's pushed them right up and he's managed to expose their command, and they've got this Centurion over on the left here attacking it. He's got a Phantom coming in as well to attack the Sokol. So he's being very very aggressive. Phantom's not bad against choppers, although not the best. They haven't got any much anti-air out here, otherwise that Phantom would probably be dead by now. But he's managed to get his infantry into these front buildings and pushed out their command, which gives us an extra 3 points and gives us a little bit of an advantage. Well, no, not really a little bit of an advantage. We're all square on regions actually, and I am bringing up one of these CH-135s with an infantry command in to try and plonk some, maybe in a building, maybe in the trees over here, and I'm bringing up a bit of recon, so I'm not surprised. And I put my ADATs to the north of this little tree line just to prevent them coming down through the roads here, and just to keep an eye on these regions for helicopters and stuff like that. Now I also bring out a recon unit because this is a really big map with massive flanking regions, and just to protect the left hand side to stop them or at least so that we get noted if they come down that side. Now, there's also some units over here which I'm just clearing out with the airborne 85s and the Pathfinders, just viewing for them. So Bravo under nice control. Push forward my ADATs, both sets, just keep them moving forward as far as they can go. But I like to look after the ADATs. These ones are actually a little bit further forward than I would like, because although they're really, really good firepower wise, they're not so good armoured wise. And it looks like Silveraptor has managed to nicely secure the tree line with his Centurions and the little the town around here with his commanders and his SAS. So Dead Seal actually leaves the game. Dead Seal's the one I believe that had the sockholes, etc. And then Silveraptor's bringing in some of these manpads in the S70s as well. So I've managed to just get my command forward, and I'm just going to slip it into one of these rear buildings, and I've put my Canadian Airbornes into the front building just to give them a little bit of protection. And I'm just bringing up my recon now so that I can try and get some eyes on them a little bit better. I'm not sure why. Oh, I think there's been, yes, it looks like they're flanked over on the right hand side over here. And so I was just flying my recon back over whilst Silveraptor gets a track rapier out. I unload these javelins, which were meant to be going up to the up towards the front line. I just unload them just to try to protect the command here, which is clearly what they're after. And I also bring in a bit of a panic measure, bringing in a Centurion marksman as well, just at the rear, just to try and keep their choppers at base. They've got a few choppers and a bit of a flanking thing going on over on the left hand side, and Silveraptor just moves his command a little bit. They have spotted it, and this guy may well artillery that position, so he's just moved the command just a little bit. Meanwhile, as you were at the front, he's got his man pads, just needs to unload those, but I think he's a little bit distracted what's going on in the base at the moment. Now they are moving their choppers. He's attacking again with this Phantom to these choppers. Now it's pretty safe to attack them in this position. They're not going to have any, or they're very unlikely to have any anti-air. They may well be hunting for this command, which is just here, and they haven't spotted it yet because it's still flashing, and they're going to fly right over it. It's got a Chinook with its minigun just coming, and they do actually manage to take that command out, which is nice play by them. Or by him, because it's only one guy left. By Dead, I'm not sure if it's Dalibot or Dead Seal left, one of the two. So the track rapier manages to take out one of the choppers there, and he's just going to micro that as I send a Hornet forward just to try and take care of things a little bit. Yeah, looks like the track rapier should finish that off nicely. Oh, one rocket straight in, and the Chinook's attacking it with its minigun, and another rocket from the track rapier of Silveraptor takes that down nicely. So flanking over and done with. It looks like we've dealt with that one nicely. We'll put my Centurion marksman over on the right hand side just for safety, and I'll leave that javelin over in and around the left hand part of the base. Now my Hornet's still flying around and actually attacks a unit over here, but they've got it looks like Buristanis or something, a radar gun over here which attacked my Hornet. So now I know they've got some radar. I decided to bring in some seed aircraft fairly soon. The nice Voodoos I believe I bought in, and Silveraptor brings in another command to take the place of the command that he just lost in Alpha. So that's where we are at the moment. Now there's a Brom 2 that I notice just appearing here, and the ADATS is firing upon it. They're also firing smoke to try to try to distract me so that they can push probably infantry in up there. It's trying to send a helicopter to flank on the right, but my ADATS, although I have lost one ADAT I think to that Brom 2, and this one has just got past, but I've got a CH-13 with a minigun that can attack that. There's the Brom 3. It's actually taken out my other ADAT, so I lost two ADATs there. Not a lot to take out that Brom 3 until it gets close to my infantry really, so I've got to be a little bit careful there. And it's trying to get in position, I think, just to get hidden in the trees. I'm not sure if he knows I've got a lot of infantry in here, although I think what he's done is he's actually masked this area from my infantry and attacked in so that he can get rid of my ADATs, which actually is a really, really good move. And then there's Silveraptor asking if it's radar IA. Indeed, I believe it is, although I'm not totally sure at the moment. Meanwhile, on Silveraptor's side, it's not a lot. I think he's just accruing points, getting ready for his next move, although he has sent an S70 just to do a little bit of a recon mission up as they've flanked us, so we can flank them as well. It's a two-way street, isn't it? So he manages to get another unit onto Foxtrot, and he is, I believe, artillerying or mortaring my position, so I just have to move my command squad just for a moment, especially with this Brom 2 moving around on the right hand side here. I do push forward my Leopard to C2. Now I'm not sure what they've got in these buildings, don't know if they've got ATGM, so I am being a little bit careful. It's got an ADATS for support, but I just push that forward just to cover anything else coming down and across this road. The robot has got anti-tank gun weapons, so I've got to be a little bit cautious. Now I do start pushing up through the middle with my Pathfinders, my Canadian Airbornes, ADATs at the rear, ready for any eventuality, as Silveraptor spots a UAZ. These UAZs have got no protection, not even a little machine gun, so this S-70 with this tiny machine gun is doing a fantastic job at actually spotting and trying to kill their command. Now this guy should have moved it much sooner than that, because yeah, that is the only problem in not having just a little armoured car with a little machine gun on. You can't even protect yourself against a little chopper that can be snuck around the back. So we have taken the command away from Echo now, which puts us in quite a dominating position in this game. So the guy, as you can see, immediately Delta goes white as he moves a command back out of Delta towards Echo and destroys Silveraptor's little chopper there, but the little chopper has already done its job. And there's an F-111 coming in. He does evac it. He's sending it to attack, and a Phantom, and I bring in my electric voodoo with the seed missiles and manage to take out a radar gun there, although he's got another one sitting there. But these voodoos are fairly resilient. I'm not sure if I did lose that one or not. I may have lost that one, I'm not sure. But there's another Birusu there, another radar gun, and we'll have a go at that one shortly, I'm sure. He's got a Sturm there, so he's got to be a little bit careful with his Centurions, because the shots from these Sturms will destroy these Centurions before, especially a side shot. I managed to push forward a little bit. Need to be a bit bolder and push forward a little bit more, probably. Now nothing else is happening at the back, everything's covered. And this guy now is going probably into pretty much defensive mode, and all we've got to do now is try our best to break him down without losing too many points. There's another Birusa there, so it looks like he's got lots of Birusa radar guns in his deck. My ADATs managed to get a shot. Now there's a T-72BU there, one of these big tanks. My ADATs take it out, 180 points. Now that's how powerful these ADATs can be. As long as you're careful with them and don't lose them, if at all possible. So it looks like Silveraptor destroyed something. I'm not sure if he destroyed the command there. He may well have, or he may well have just moved it. I'm not totally sure what happened there. But it looks like Silveraptor's gone for using a lot of aircraft now with his ANZAC deck. As I push forward in my Canadian Airbornes now, just through the trees, not doing anything too adventurous, pushing them in along open ground and just moving them through the trees. Try and maybe get an angle on this Norov here. It's not got the best armour in the world, and if I can get close enough to it, I should be able to take that guy out. So in comes a Hornet, actually. Gonna have a go at that Norov, and my Leopard 2 takes out a unit and gets taken out itself. So it looks like he's pushing up a bit on that right hand side as my Hornet drops its bombs. And there's more radar Birusas in those trees. It doesn't actually destroy this. I was a little disappointed with the Hornet. Although it's got quite good ECM and in theory it's got quite good bombs, it didn't do that much damage when it dropped them. As the ADATS finally gets to grips with this Brom 3, which has been creating me big problems for the whole game so far, and manages to destroy it at last. I do micro my ADATS back because they're pushed into these trees. Now there is something firing out of that building there. Looks like an artillery piece perhaps, or I'm not sure what that... Yeah, it must be a mortar perhaps. Firing over there. Looks like Silveraptor's pushing forward with his Centurions, and he's come up against this Sturm, which is going to take out that Centurion. Yeah, this Sturm's missiles very, very strong. Russian Kokon missiles. As I say again, the Sturm, not the best it's disappeared, not the best armoured unit in the world, but very good armaments as he pushes his Borussas forward with their radar AA guns. So this guy is trying his best to push us back a little bit and sort of prevent us going forward. He brings in a couple of T-72Bs. They've got really nice HEGM guns, but they're a big expensive tank to bring that close to buildings when you know there's infantry inside. And it looks like he is actually trying to assault these buildings with a BMP 1D. May have some infantry in as I send a couple of Voodoos over to take out another 1 or 2 Borussas there. And my Hornets do drop on that T-72B, but as you can see again, does some damage, but yeah, not as effective as I would have liked it to be. But yeah, the only thing that's saving grace is its ECM. So although it doesn't do massive damage, it's got quite a nice ECM and just kind of stay alive. As my ADATs are now being confronted by a unit coming across here. I think that was just an armoured car. And is that another armoured truck there? That's actually a tank. That probably will take out my ADATs if it can get a shot off. But my ADATs fired first and manages to take out that unit. Excellent. Although my ADATs is a bit further forward than I would like. Looks like there's a bit of an assault going on the left here. He's dropped off some motor strelky and is trying to assault my base, but I've got these Canadian airborne 85s there that should deal with those motor strelky, although he will know now where my command is, and it's only got 1 health point left, so I need to try and buff that up a little bit probably. Now they've got quite a lot of units. Oh, there's my Hornets attack that T-72B again. There's another radar gun right in there. My Hornet just about survived, maybe if I can evac it. There it goes, superb. As a Yak 38 comes in to drop its bombs, but I've got my ADATs shooting at it and take it out. Did it get its bombs off? Not sure. I don't think so. Now he's artillerying the base. And I have taken my command squad and just put it into that building. There's another Borussa there, so he keeps replacing these radar guns with more radar guns. That T-72 really needs to be killed as a Phantom attacking again the Sokol with his Phantom. Silveraptor and getting some units behind the enemy's line. These commandos again, these lovely commando 90s, and he's getting this another one of his little S70s behind enemy lines, hunting again for the command, although they've got an Mi-224 there, and that's going to probably destroy that. Yep, that's going to take that little machine gun toting chopper out quite easily, I would imagine. And there's another one coming to give it a hand, so yeah, that's going to probably go down. So I didn't quite spot the command this time. But the poor guy, he's only got 1 command while in action at the moment. He's doing a good job of defending. This Phantom 2 flying around in the background now, just giving us a bit of cover there as I bring in another electric Voodoo, hunting for more of these radar guns, flying straight over Delta this time, closely followed by another one. And I'm sure there was one in here somewhere. Maybe it's been taken out already, but nope, doesn't seem to be anything around. They'll turn left now and head over as an F-111 drops its bombs all over the back of Foxtrot. So my electric Voodoo's just circling there, and then I send them over towards Echo. There's a Borussa there. Should take that out, hopefully. Doesn't spot it for some reason. But does spot this one. Takes that out, another 50 points. And my other electric Voodoo, just running out of gas, will evac itself shortly. So ADAT's still sitting there, just in case he brings out any planes. And there's a robot there that's going to get taken out. And another unit coming out of the trees. It's just pushing forward, trying to reinforce Delta. But my ADATs are in perfect position there, just to take them out with side shots. Very nice. Canadian Airborne's taking care of these motor Strelky in the trees here as well. And it looks like some artillery coming in there. Some of these nice little... these are artillery pieces, of course. We had a look in the deck. Please check the description, have a look at that deck if you want. They're artillery pieces, not mortars, although they are kind of like mortars, but they've got 80 rounds, which is, but they haven't got a long range, so they're kind of, I would say, halfway between a mortar and an artillery piece. They've got quite a big dispersion, but they're quite cheap and plentiful, and you get 80 shots in them as well. So he's firing against his Norov, little tankette kind of things there. So in the meantime, this guy's still sending up units. He's got a robot going along the road up there. I'm not sure where that's going or what it's trying to achieve. Now Silveraptor has got his Commando 90s right at the back here. He can't push them out because these choppers are guarding from that tree line now. It's got another Barusa there, but the Voodoos are out again with a Hornet there, dropping probably on looking for this Norov, but he's moved it forward. But the electric Voodoo's just circling now, having a go at this Barusa and taking out yet another radar gun. Now he's got some motor strelky heading towards my ADATs here. It looks like he may have taken out one of the ADATs and he's easily going to take out this other ADAT if they catch it. So I am microing it back, although it gets stuck in the mud there. It's a bit of a shame. Now this ADAT's out of ammo. This ADAT's nearly out of ammo. The Pathfinders are actually out of ammo as well in their laws. So more Hornets coming out. Basically I'm just trying to, I'm having a bit of fun with my aircraft in this game. So I'm trying to drop cluster bombs on these robots. Now he's moved that one, so they're probably going to miss. But he hasn't moved the other one, so hopefully they'll hit. Let's see how much damage these cluster bombs do this time. As it gets away nicely, because the Voodoos have taken out the radar guns. And again, oh, it takes it out this time. Okay, not so well armoured this time, these robots. So the cluster bombs do a nice job. Now I do bring in a couple of these little CH-118 choppers, and they've got these very small, I would say, very small anti-tank choppers, but they're not too expensive. 35 points, they've got 6 missiles and an AP power of 17, not very good accuracy, but what they do is take some shots at this Sturm, which has been doing some damage to Silveraptor's tanks for the whole game. Take that out nicely, and then they can have a go hopefully at this Norov as well as it moves forwards, trying to take out. It does indeed take out Silveraptor's track rapier, although it takes out this unit here, and now hopefully we'll take out the Norov. Right, in the meantime I've got Voodoos circling in and around the back over there. I've got Hornet dropping on this Norov, is it? Well, the helicopter's taking it out anyway, so. And Silveraptor's little artillery piece there, and he's bringing out 4 more there. These, I don't know, we should call them something. They're kind of martillery, cross between a mortar and an artillery piece. We'll call them martillery. As the Hornets go in, he's brought out some T-64Bs with Cobra anti-tank gun weapons, so hopefully we'll be able to do some damage to them with our cluster bombs. Probably won't kill them, but should do them some serious damage, hopefully. Oh, take it down to 1 point, in fact. So did a better job, and he decides to move them forward. He's got some units going in here now. I may not have spotted that because I don't stop my ADAT. It's more motor strelky, and my ADATs are going to run right into those and get destroyed. But I've got these Canadian Airbornes here, which Silveraptor's brought out one of his 6x6s, just buffing those up nicely. And I'm bringing in some trucks just to resupply these ADATs down here. Now, it looks like their other CV has gone down in Echo, perhaps to the artillery barrage that Silveraptor's putting into their base now. As my Hornets do the business yet again. These do seem to resupply really quickly, these Hornets, as long as they don't get damaged, of course. But their ordnance seems to resupply quite quickly, and I've managed to get them out time after time after time in this particular game. So I've got an MI8 MTV with a little rocket, well, quite a big rocket pod there. It's got some recon on this side and a Norov, so he's holding the line fairly well, although he's lost his command in Echo yet again. Got these motor strelky to sort out. I've got my Canadian Airbornes just moving across after they got buffed up by Silveraptor's 6x6, and I should be able to deal with those motor strelky okay. So hopefully Silveraptor will move his 6x6 as he is doing, and I'm hoping he'll move it down to those ADATs to get them resupplied. It's a bit as we were over here. He's brought in some more of these Centurions. Not the best tank in the world, but pretty good as far as the ANZACs, I guess, are concerned. You can just spam these out really cheap. They've got a 9 front armour, which isn't bad, as Silveraptor said in his deck building video. Not bad at all for a 25 point tank, and he's actually having a go at these Norov. One Norov should be able to take out one Norov with 4 Centurions, I would think, if they can get an angle on it. Oh, one of them's taking a bit of damage. One gets a shot off. There's a couple of shots going in there, but he's got a T-72B coming in over the ridge here, and if he stops it, it's going to fire its ATGM missiles as well. So the Centurions fell into that one and just, well, didn't fall into it. They didn't know the T-72B was there, but it was. So yeah, and my little chopper here has managed to spot this Brom 2, and it just gets into the tree. So there's a recon unit on the right there that this chopper has spotted. Now the Centurions took a bit of punishment there, side shots from this T-72. Now he's pushing his T-72 forward, and that's probably a mistake if he comes too far. He's chasing those Centurions. Now what's he going to do with it? Will he pull it back? If he was good, he would pull it back into the trees because he knows there's infantry, and a Hornet comes in, cluster bombs away. How much damage is that going to do to this T-72B? 3 units of damage. Not bad, but this T-72B is pretty damn well armoured. Even on the top it's got 4 armour, so yeah, that's going to withstand a bit of damage. And another Hornet going in on the left hand side against this BMP-1D. Hopefully we can destroy this because of its poor armour. Yep, that gets taken out nicely. Commando's there, keeping an eye on their base. He has managed to get another command into his base, as well as keeping one on Delta. As my chopper goes back, and Silveraptor continuing the barrage with these artillery here. I've also brought in some artillery, as I sent in 3 electric Voodoos on a mission to take out any of their radar guns over the base, over or around the base, before I make bombing runs with my other planes, as my Hornet comes in as a follow-up. So I've got some artillery of my own going in now. I've got 8 of these. Again, there's a decent amount of ammo. The Voodoos are all letting rip, as you can see there. Took out a Burrus. He just brought it in, and my Hornet comes in for an attack. I'm not sure what my Hornet's attacking, really, to be honest. They haven't got any AA left there now. It's just flying around. There's an F111 attacking into the trees. That must be after that Brom 3 that we saw a little bit earlier. I don't know what happened to my... Oh, there's my little chopper there, just resupplying itself. Yeah, I brought out some artillery of my own, these nice artillery pieces, and we're just going to pepper their base. It's brought out on a cooler. Now, we really would like that base. What I'm doing is I'm just peppering Delta in preparation for a bit of an advance into Delta, as my Hornet continues to circle over here, try to attack that chopper. A Phantom going in, it's attacking the Akula but gets taken out by the Akula, unfortunately. That's one of the risks you take if you attack an Akula with an aeroplane. It's a bit of a shame, but the artillery still pouring in to Delta and to their base, and to his base as well. All we need is some units with which we can assault the base with. So it looks like Silveraptor's bringing out more of those cheap Centurion Mark 5 ones with the nice front armour of 9. Are they the same ones? I think they're the same ones. As my Hornet goes in for an attack, and I think my Hornet may have got taken out by that damned Akula as well. So we really need to get rid of that Akula, and indeed there's a track rapier there, comes forward, and Silveraptor takes out the Akula. Very nice. So he's bound to have, he's got this MI8 TV here, he's got a Ural back there, so there's bound to be quite a lot of infantry in those buildings. So we'll attack those buildings with the artillery first of all. Silveraptor's got 8 artillery going in there. I've got another 8 artillery sitting right next to my fob, getting resupplied. This guy hasn't got any artillery to counter battery fire, so he's in real trouble. He can only really defend. I feel a bit sorry for him actually, he was left on his own by his teammate. But at least this video is enabling us to get up, as my Hornet drops there. At least this video enables us to get a lot of the ANZAC and Danish troops out on show from the decks that we built. As my Hornet goes in, oh, they've got a couple of Iglas out there, manpads. Now they are a danger to the Hornet, so oh, nice. Took out 50 points worth of units. If it can get away, the Igla's shooting at it, but I've managed to evac it. As I say, the ECM on those Hornets is pretty damn good. As I've got another electric Voodoo flying in over there, takes out yet another Barusa, as the artillery follows up just to make sure it's a job well done there. Now Silveraptor's got a recon force along to the back of his base as well, and he's got another couple of those little choppers doing such a good job. I'm not sure if this is a command here. Yes, he's found the command, and this time it's another UAZ. It's getting attacked. Well, is that another... No, it's a BMPT this time, so yeah, that chopper's going to get taken down, but we know where the command is, just here, so I imagine Silveraptor will artillery that quite shortly. As I start to move into the buildings, I've got my Pathfinders These are quite good infantry in their own right, these Pathfinders, with their close quarters combat machine gun, and a squad of 10 as well, as my Canadian Airbornes move into the trees here, and my Pathfinders engage Conkers, so they should win that battle. In fact, there's Conkers in there as well, so I'm very happy just to push my Canadian Airborne right forward. Conkers shouldn't be any problem as the artillery support pours in to this building. So I'll just move my Pathfinders around a little bit into the edge building here. I'm just hunting for their command. It's probably in one of these buildings. He's moved it by the looks of it, unless it died. Got some Iglas there. Electric Voodoo coming across, looking for any AA. There isn't any. There's another 20 points there. Some Motor Strelky in the corner. Bit of artillery coming in against my Canadian Airbornes as well. So, bit dicey there. But I think they're taking more artillery fire than my Canadian Airbornes. Getting a bit of support from this little M1A1 with its little gun there and its machine gun firing away. Both those weapons firing away at those Motor Strelky. Should take out those Motor Strelky very shortly. There they go. The Motor Strelky are down. CV dead, so he's now pushed right back into his base. There's a UAZ just there. It's gone back to the FOB actually. Well, that must have been moving, so that means they must have 2 commands in his base now, as my Voodoos continue patrol around to make sure they don't bring out any more units. He's pushed forward a little tank there as well. I just spotted as the Hornets and an F111 go in on a massive bombing run and dropping everywhere. In fact, they're dropping in the trees and dropping it right up against the UAZ. In fact, that was the last command. Takes it out. Last kill for Silveraptor. GG. So a nice game there. It's a shame the guy left at the start, but really the point of this video was to show off some of the units from the Danish and some of the units from the ANZAC deck. And personally, I particularly enjoyed this game because I was able to test out the Voodoos, use them a lot, use the Hornets a lot. As I say, the Hornets not got the best cluster bombs in the world, but with the ECM, it's fairly easy to keep them alive and keep them bombing and bombing. The ADATs, I didn't get a chance to bring out the Chimeras, I'm afraid. They just weren't really going to be that useful in this game. I brought out a couple of tanks, and Silveraptor had a good variety of airborne units there with his Canadian deck. Showed off the infantry with their close quarters machine guns pretty well. Those lovely little artillery pieces that he brought out and used so effectively, and of course the good old track rapiers and the cheap Centurions with the decent, well, the very cheap 25-point Centurions with the decent front armor as well. So showed off some of the better units of the decks. So I hope you enjoyed it. Check out the deck building videos, or copy paste even the deck building codes, so you can have a look at what we play with in these games. So thanks very much for watching. Please do comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.